time to start. Good afternoon. My name is Martti Saramies and I come from Juniper. I have worked there now for 2.5 years, and before that I spent 17 years at Cybersecurity with their networking stuff, sales and marketing. And my role here at Juniper is also sales and marketing, and title is partner account manager, and the coverage, the geographical coverage is Finland plus Baltics. So the topic for this presentation is software-defined secure networks or network. You must have heard anything starting with software-defined for years now.
Everything is software-defined something.
Everything is software-defined something, exactly, yes. But what I have here to present to you is something we have live. So I'm not telling you anything about the roadmaps, I'm not telling you about anything about upcoming solutions, not anything visions that Juniper has. All the products you will see, all the solutions you will see, they are live products. So you can implement them as of next Monday, if you want. So what SDSM is about, it is basically a unified cybersecurity platform. The platform means that we are not only doing the security in traditional devices like firewalls, but we are expanding the firewalling functions to whole network, the whole environment. So we will discuss about a lot of automation, because as you know, if you do manual work, you try to detect something manually, and then you try to deploy teams to enforce and isolate the malware, you will be late. So it needs to be automated as much as possible. And we will also touch this part of the presentation, third-party compatibility, meaning that we are not only offering this network-wide security to our own Juniper infrastructure, but we are also providing it to basically any network. You can have HP switches in your network, Cisco switches, Rocket switches, Extreme network, what else there are. You'll see. If you know Juniper, you might have learned that we are pretty open. We are not jealous about other vendors in the environment, because we know that unfortunately not all the networks are Juniper yet. So, software-defined secure networks. These are basically the use cases where you can leverage and use software-defined secure networks. So you can use it in your campus or office network. You can use it in public cloud, private cloud, software as a service applications environments. And we will briefly touch, I think, all those use cases. And please keep in mind, I'm not technical, so before you choose the technical question, I can write them down and we can get back to you, no problem. So the whole idea of software-defined secure networks is this on a red background. So network as a single enforcement point, and every element in the network can be enforcement point. It is saying there that is enforcement point, but in practice, what customers obviously do is that they pick and choose those network elements that they want to be part of the security fabric, so to say. But message of this slide is that you can utilize any point or actually any device in the network, including firewall, switches, router, and third-party devices. Like I said, Cisco devices, HP devices, Rocket, etc. As long as they support radios. And in private cloud, in office networks, in hybrid cloud environments, and you can firewall even microsegmentation in like VMware NSX environments, but that's not part of my presentation actually. So I promised you in the beginning that I'm not telling you any promise there. Everything here I show is live products. But SDSM, it has been launched in 2 phases. And the first phase took place last December. And what happened then was that we automated the threat workflow. So if you think about this, so to say, traditional workflow, you detect something maybe with an IDP, IDS solution, and then you start to deploy your task force, different teams, different persons, and you contact them and you get them to do something. Or you can compare this situation to physical security. You have a video surveillance, and then somebody who is monitoring the video surveillance, he or she sees that, hey, that person, he or she doesn't belong to our organization, and that person is doing, I'm not pointing at you, sorry. So that person is doing something that he or she is not really supposed to do in our organization. What does the person do with his or her monitor? That person starts to call teams and start to get teams up and running and to isolate, enforce and isolate the person who has done something weird there. And it takes time. It takes manual time. It takes many teams to be involved. And maybe you will be late. Damage will be done. So the SDSM phase 1 did this. It automated practically that series of events what I described. So we have here 2 products from Juniper. There one in the cloud and one in the black box, or is it let's say black box. So Sky APP or Sky Advanced Threat Prevention, that is an option for our firewalls, including physical SRX firewalls and virtual SRXs. Doesn't matter which one you use. So Sky APP, like its name is telling, it is a cloud-based service where all the suspected files are taken to. So let's say your organization firewall will receive a PDF file, which is sent via email, and the email headline is something that urgent payment waiting for you, madam. So the PDF is taken to the cloud, and it is our cloud or our public cloud within EU. You can choose if you use EU cloud or outside EU, but most of the customers in EU want to use EU cloud. So if someone else somewhere within EU has seen this very specific file and it has been detected to be malware, it will be a matter of milliseconds that the Sky ADT will feed back the information to your SRX firewall that this file needs to be isolated. And if it's not seen anywhere else, so it's a new thread or new file, then it will pass several very well-known antivirus enzymes. And it will be clean after those as well. Then it will go to a sandbox. You know what sandbox is? Yes. So the sandbox is a machine which will double-click the PDF. The PDF will open. If there will be any pop-up windows and button saying next or OK, the mouse will push it, and the mouse will hover there, pretending it's a real human, and confusing the files or the malware so that it really believes that it is in the end user's machine. Okay, let's say that after that sandboxing, it will be detected as malware. It was an unknown zero-day threat. Then again, it will feed down to your Juniper SRXs the information that this file needs to be blocked. So SkyATP, that is the option or additional service for our firewalls, and it also includes what's saying there CNC. CNC is an abbreviation for Command and Control Botnet feeds. So it automatically downloads the new information about new and existing CNC botnets. Then you can also add custom feeds, or you can buy any third-party feeds, or you can do your own. It can be your own Excel spreadsheet with blacklisted or whitelisted IP addresses, for example. And it will be spread out to your firewall immediately. And it will be taken effect right away. Okay, then we have other Juniper products here, SDSM Policy Controller. And to be very exact, the name of the product, if you look at our price list, the name is Policy Enforcer. But that is a picture. I couldn't change the name. I couldn't retype the name. The Policy Enforcer actually. So if we rewind back a little, and we had the PDF going to Madam's email box, and we detected the PDF to contain malware in sandbox, and we said that it fetched the information down to firewalls, saying that this file needs to be blocked every time when it's seen. But what this does, this policy enforcer, it feeds the information down to the network. So if the madam, who is not actually you, is an imaginary person, so madam double-clicked that PDF and got infected. So this policy enforcer actually takes the end user information and isolates via radius commands the madam's PC in the network, so that the malware cannot spread horizontally. As you know, for example, this WannaCry, you all know that. It was detected and mitigated, so isolated, within 30 seconds after it was passed, it had passed Juniper SRX firewall. So SkyATP, Sky Advanced Threat Prevention, that is for zero-day unknown malware detection and enforcement, but of course also for known threats. And this SDSM Policy Enforcer, it feeds the information down to network here, isolating their single user or single virtual machine in data center if you want. Does it make sense? So, actually in this picture, it has been described what I just described to you. So, SkyATP, zero-day malware analysis, sandboxing, and infected host identification. And in phase one, we implemented this for Juniper's own So last December, we implemented this for Juniper's own LAN infrastructure and router infrastructure, meaning EX switches and UFX switches and MX routers. So, a little bit more in detail. Here you can see now the policy enforcer name is correct. So, the secure fabric in phase one, the fabric means the devices, was SRX firewalls or an EX QFX switches in LAN environment. And the management part is security director plus this policy enforcer. Someone of you might be familiar with security director or a traditional firewall policy and rule management platform. You know it. So it's an old product, and this policy enforcer actually is an add-on for for security director. But anyway, security director is the guy who commands the LAN switches, for example, via, well, it does natively with our Juniper stuff and via radio in third-party environments. So, SkyATP feeds the information about the malware down to policy enforcer, and policy enforcer then talks to firewalls plus Juniper switches. Is that clear? Yes. And phase 2 actually took place while we all were, at least part of us were on vacation in July this year. So we introduced compatibility with the same mechanisms we have just seen for third-party devices as well. So meaning third-party switches, third-party wireless LAN controllers and their trunk ports, and third-party feeds. So you can basically purchase, subscribe any security information feed and have it spread out to your whole fabric, switches and firewalls. And also we introduced VMware NSX integration so that you can do with this mechanism microsegmentation in NSX environment, so you can secure the lateral traffic in the data center, for example in your private cloud. You can do firewalling between virtual machines, between applications, and so on. So the third-party switch and wireless support, it uses of course the same SkyATP service on top and policy enforcer, and in between there needs to be radius server implemented, and the requirement for the switches or the wireless LAN controllers are that they are radius compatible. And please don't ask me now which radius commands need to be supported. But if you want to ask, I can find it out. And again, let's say this is a Cisco LAN. Then again, an end user in there can be enforced, can be isolated in seconds or in maximum minutes. The sandboxing can take up to 7 minutes when the file is really inspected and tested. Up to 7 minutes. And they mention here QoS Fusion support. That is an architect which we have launched recently. It's a switch-up architect for both campus and office networks and data center networks. And there you can have up to 128 switch devices acting as one logical single unit. So your whole large office network can be one single unit. And now this SDSM also supports that architecture. Yes. So custom feed support I already mentioned actually. So with SkyATP option, you can also implement now third-party feeds, meaning that you can buy and subscribe, blacklist, whitelist, dynamic addresses, infected host information, or your own modified, your own list. Any questions?
In case the organization has some data protection rules which do not allow documents or any other information to be sent to a cloud service, so I can still use the feeds and everything to
Yeah, you can. Yes.
do it locally.
Yeah.
Skying.
Yeah, and please stay tuned. There might be a version that would suit your organization as well.
Okay.
Yeah, but I promise that I won't reveal anything that is on record. Yeah.
I will rephrase his question because I had a similar question. Suppose the company, within the company, there is an email exchange containing the personal data, which has to comply with the upcoming GDPR processing rules. Uploading to your SkyDPT for examining, does your cloud comply with these rules, or is going to be compliant with the rules?
Well, I don't know if you saw abbreviation JSA there in the slide, but JSA actually is our CM solution, Security Incident and Event Manager. JSA coming from words Juniper Secure Analytics. And that Secure Analytics is the solution that you are looking for. Yeah, so that will make you much more compliant for GDPR requirements.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, because it stores everything, and you can show afterwards anything that has taken place, based on logs and logs for data.
Good, thank you.
Juniper Secure Analytics. Yes.
But I would still continue the same question that if you are providing a cloud environment in Europe, then you probably need to apply, or let's say, comply with GDPR. So if you're running a cloud and process information, then you have to make your environment compliant.
Oh, you mean if we as Juniper would be audited?
Yeah.
Yes, of course, yes.
That was,
I thought
initial
the question was if that solution would make your organization compliant with GDPR.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, the point is, if we are going to buy your solution, it will eventually will not comply with the GDPR because we cannot use it. That was the point. About compliance with the upcoming GDPR.
But yeah, of course, this helps you also with GDPR. But GDPR requires that you need to show and prove things afterwards. So, okay, this stores information in Security Director. You can dig out anything that has taken place from there. So yes, it helps you to become GDPR compliant, but I'm not saying that this solution will make your organization GDPR. That would be too much promise. Yeah.
But when you're adding this GSA to this solution, then it will.
Yeah, then it will, yes. Juniper Secure Analytics will make your company organization GDPR.
The main point was that Juniper would be compliant with GDPR rules.
Yeah, but that's not my task to make Juniper compliant.
Well,
But I'm pretty sure that
Yeah, but
they
that's
will
okay.
be compliant as of May 18th, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
They have to.
We have to, yeah, we don't have a choice. And actually, we are using JSA, Secure Analytics, in our own environment. And we also have exchanged SourceFire devices to our SkyADP. And we have examples from our own network that we haven't had any issues compared to using SourceFire. Yeah. Any other questions? But if you want any further information on technical discussion, just contact us. There is my colleague from Arrow, Pia Pukkanen.
Hello.
Background.
Also saleswoman.
Saleswoman,
But
yeah.
you can come to our stand and we have one competition if Martti didn't.
I didn't mention it yet. Yeah, we have a nice competition there.
Yeah.
A quiz, and you have a possibility to win nice goodies.
And then this secret ID, this wallet.
Wallet,
Yes.
yeah.
So still 1 hour time.
Yes. Yeah, it's a quiz.
Yeah, it's
On-
based on
iPad,
this story.
You choose the right answers, which you think are right answers.
But
Not fighting. No.
we
Yeah.
can help you, no problem.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much.